Hello and welcome back to Editing Wikidata again from the Wikipedia Weekly Network. My name is Jan Ainali and with me I have Albin. Hello, Albin.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good as well. We have been off for 2 weeks. We first took a planned off weekend for the hackathon and then the other one just went away in a hurry. Time flies.
Yeah. Time flies.
So, yeah. But now we're back and we're going to try to do some more editing today. What do you have on your agenda, Albin?
I have something I saw a couple of weeks back that a couple of items related to the city where I live, Visby, is a bit messed up. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So how those relate, trying to clean that up, get it sane again, a bit of quality work.
I think I've seen some of that. Yeah, it might be tricky.
It might be tricky, and also if it's not, I'm gonna need to do something else as well.
All right. Well, let's hope it's not too tricky because it would be good to have it sorted. I have noticed it seems to be a tricky situation there. Like we're having separate items for the World Heritage and for the city, and yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to start doing something that actually is quite related to the hackathon when we were off. So let me see if I can share my screen here. No, that's your screen. So here's my screen. So, and this is not what I was supposed to show you first, but this tool, the structured search, which is it was partly developed during the hackathon, and it's a prototype for searching in structured data on Wikimedia Commons. I think it's Hai Kranen who made this awesome tool, which you can just click here and you can search for things that, and the classic is searching for a goat. And you, hopefully, if it searches for goat, it will actually bring back some goats. But even better, you can add more things here. So you can add another depicts, and I think he showed the example of drawing, which will actually produce some results. So these will both depict goats and drawings. And here we see, here actually drawings and goats in the background. And this is a drawing of a goat, which is also a very useful way to highlight things that might not be what you expect with structured data. And that's something that I'm going to come back to in this thing. But I said this is editing Wikidata, not structured data. So how do we get there from this beautiful tool? Well, it turns out someone saw this and got some ideas and started talking. And this someone is Magnus Manske. And when he gets an idea, things happen. So he previously had this tool, which is the Wikidata file candidate, which was a tool to try to give you suggestions to add images to Wikidata based on what information that already is on Wikimedia Commons. And now he also added, I'm going to see if I can show that here. So the first one, yes, SD search is the first tool. And this one has a much more complex, this doesn't really help when it's scrolling. You cannot read that. Let's see if I can edit it. Let's not scroll it and show it. Yes, so there, and we can also hide this one. So you already had the file candidates tool. And now he added this Commons depicts groups, which means it looks on Wikimedia Commons for things that people have already tagged with a Wikidata item. And that Wikidata item does not have the image set for it. So it's all a bunch of suggestions that might very well be suited for setting on Wikidata. So I'm just going to run it here and start editing, because I've seen a number of things that you might need to do. And I think are quite likely to edit at least as much on Wikimedia Commons as on Wikidata. So here's the results we see. And the first one is Kerala Backwaters, which is a river. This image is named Kerala Backwaters, and it's also an image of a river. So I'm just going to quickly open it up in a new tab. See what we get here. Yes, so this looks like a good hit. So the first one was actually exactly what this tool is meant to be. So I'm just going to add it as image here. And it makes an edit in the background. So first you have to authorize the tool Vidar to actually do these edits. And you can see in the top right corner that I'm already logged in. We go to the second one, Ngar, Town and Harbor in Gozo. This is Gozo channel line. I'm going to open this one a little bit bigger as well. And let's see if I can bring this over here. Lodvig says that the biology, all right, there we go, category is quite interesting with this tool. All right, I haven't tried that one out yet. So let's go back to see here. Oh, yes, this is clearly the harbor. And it's the Gozo. Oh, it's the category Gozo. All right, this seems also like a perfect hit. So I'm going to set that one as an image, and I'm just going to show you, we have a few other alternatives here. So if I click here, you can see there's all kinds of properties for images on Wikidata that this could be used as. So we're going to see if we're going to find any of those. And there are also different kinds of map and different kinds of diagrams and some other things. But this one is just the P18, which is the property for images. All right, now we're having something more complex here, because this is constructive solid geometry, which is a modeling technique. And this image has been tagged with that on Wikidata. And I wouldn't say that this doesn't really depict the modeling technique. So in my view, and please argue back with me, both you, Albin, and people watching, if you think this is correct. Because when I look at this now and look at the structured data, it says depicts constructive solid geometry. And since it's described on Wikidata, and I'm going to zoom in here so people can read, as a procedural modeling technique, I'm going to say this doesn't actually depict it. The thing depicted is made with this technique. So here we come to one of the typical things where I'm going to make someone a little bit disappointed by just going in here and delete this statement. Unfortunately, you cannot add an edit comment when you're doing this. So you're just deleting it and no one knows why.
But you could possibly use the undo function for it, right?
Yes, I could do undo of their edits.
Yeah.
Yes, that's also...
It's a little easier to track for later.
Yes, you have a good point there. Yes, yeah. Yes. I learned something already. So let's see if we can apply this here. I'm going to continue here a little bit. And I'm also going to go here. So here you have this red little box, which I think you can see the tooltip that comes up. But as a tooltip, it says, mark all these files as unsuitable for this item. So if I click that one, it's going to be removed from the database and no one else, or I'm not possibly not removed, but tagged in the database. Oh, and Lodvig showed what should have used. So they should have used if that model had a name. I'm not sure if that complex. It could also be just a 3D model. it depicted.
Or one could use, if one would actually want to represent the technology used, I guess one could add a different statement rather than depict.
Yes. So there are other statements than depict, and sometimes when I've done this, I have immediately known, someone said this was the creator, but actually, or the is depicted, but actually it's that this person is the creator. Then I move the statement. And here we come to a country road in. Oh, no, so it's not a country road. This is also a quite common one. So this is a business in Australia named country road. And this is a typical error I have seen here. I've seen marketplace or something like that. And people are just doing a generic ad. And of course, this actually do depict a country road, but it doesn't depict the company country road.
No.
So I've seen several kinds of this where there's been like heavy metal bands named something Destroyer, and there's been build of a Destroyer warship. And no, it's not a metal band here. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna edit. Oh no, I'm not gonna edit. No, I'm gonna learn what you did.
Yeah. Let's see if we. I don't know if this is possible on Commons with structured data, but I guess so.
So yes, it is. So we can see it here depicts country road. So I'm just going to go undo this one. Oh, could not be undone due to conflicting intermediate edits. So that's maybe if it's only the latest one. I wonder if this is by design or something they haven't been properly been solving yet, because you can undo something in between on Wikidata.
Exactly. But I would guess it would be the same.
Yes. It seems like the same. This might be even a bug. I don't know. Like the error message is technically correct.
Let's see here if I can find something.
Yeah. While you're searching, I'm going to do this the manual way then. So I'm going to go back to the page here. I'm going to go to the structured data tab and hit edit here. And now I'm going to hit deleting the business and publish that. So that's one very common thing I've seen. And then you could possibly think, should I add something like a country road, the proper item? You might. I'm going to focus on just using this tool for now. And here we have something possibly. Commons doesn't like to revert when something is done in between for the same section. Oh, so that's generic for Commons then.
In between.
It's a bug, but an old one.
Okay.
Try to undo a latest edit. Or I need to find someone before I can do that. But yes, that's a good to try to see. So that was one of the images. So I'm hitting the red button on the right here instead, where it says mark file as unsuitable for this item, and it will go away. And then we're going to take a look at the second one. I also don't think that this one is going to be the company country road in Australia. No, it looks like it's a country road in Greece, possibly. So let's see, structured data. Oh, and here we have these, a lot of different things. I'm gonna see, let's see if these rocks are correct, because it's a big R. Yes, so this is a last name. That's not even good either. The other ones looks like they're good. They're very broad though, but I'm not going to bother by that right now. So let's see if I can undo anything here, or if these were the first one added and we cannot fix it by this. Yeah, so we have rocks and country road down here. Let's see if I can do like this then and undo that. Compare it. Rocks normal country road. Undo. No. All right.
Okay.
Manual it is then. So we'll head into the structured data again. We're going to hit the edit button. We're going to hit red for delete, and we're going to leave all the rest for now. Published changes. Now I'm a little bit interested. Is this 2 edits when I just pressed publish once, or is it 1 edit? Let's check the history here. So it's just 1 removed claims, right? Good. And we'll go back to the list and we'll press the red one here for removing it. And let's see, we have Sidu Murmu. Statue of Sidu and Khan. This looks like it could be. Let's check this one. Oh, so that was not much. Let's check the word the leader. Right. Oh. So this is a strange. This is a Wikipedia article about 2 persons. But the Wikidata was just about 1 of them. So, but either way, I'm going to say that these are actually decent images of it. Or decent is possibly an overstatement, but it is actually an image. It's not the best one since it's an image of a sculpture, so it's secondhand information, but it's at least something. So it's a depicts within a depicts. Is that good enough? Do you think so?
I'm not sure I would do this edit because the I team would probably need some cleanup.
Well, even if it were 2, these are 2.
Yeah, sure, but it's mainly 1 person that's maybe the second image. Because in one of them, the first one person was very central.
Ah, yes. Yes, here you can see both
exactly.
of them.
That one might be better, therefore.
Yes, let's go with that one. So I'm going to add this one as an image there, and then someone else will have to clean up the relation on Wikidata, which probably should have 2 items first. Like this is the classic Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Here I think we have an easy one. This is the White Hart Inn. This is the White Hart Hotel, Geograph, and Tanridge. I'm just going to simply add that one. And now you might think, aren't you drawing a little bit, or jumping to conclusions? But someone already someone already tagged this one item here with that Wikidata in the depicts. So I'm merely just confirming they did right. Here we have the Ivy House. Here I'm actually going to look at these, see if it's and that's probably the Ivy House. Yes, in the middle. That's good. Like if you're super into this, you should probably crop this one first. But I'm going to say it's good enough for now. Oh, and here we have some plants. Is this what you... Oh, all right. We haven't... If you thought the Wikidata item was confusing, try the commons category. I'm going to skip that one for now. But that's clearly something that could be worked on. But here we have a plant, and it seems to be the Brassica oleaca or sabolica. This one is the same. This one looks really nice, so I'm going to add that one. And just scroll further. And I haven't really figured out here what Magnus would like us to do, because saying these are unsuitable are not really good, because they're sort of suitable, but it was just that there were other that were even better.
I guess they
So-
will disappear next time the database is updated.
Yes, because now it already has an image. Yes.
Exactly.
So yes, that's probably right. Oh, and here we have Marcelo Costa, and a very beautiful portrait of Marcelo Costa. So I'm just going to add that one. That's a great image of him. Whereas the last one in my list here for now is Andrei Bobliak. And then we have an image named Bobliak. I'm just going to see if we can get a first name here. My Cyrillic is not really good, but I think this is Andrei. So I'm pretty sure that's correct. I'll just quit. Yeah, so there, yeah. So we're gonna actually add that one as well. Image here. Right. I'm gonna do a few more just to see if I can find an instance where I need to move something. We got a question here. What threshold do you suggest for prominent? Yes, so prominent for structured data on commons is when something is very well shown in the image when it depicts it. So most often I would try to use it. Now here we're actually doing the edits on Wikidata, where it's not actually called prominent, it's called preferred rank. So this could possibly have another something else in the interface.
Yeah.
And I think that it doesn't really matter if you set it as prominent or not, or preferred rank.
Not if there's only one so that's something. If there's more than one statement, I
Yep.
usually go ahead and use the prominent one on Wikidata.
Yep.
Otherwise, I never rank the ones.
Exactly.
And my general rule for myself on structured data on commons is that if I believe the creator of the image intended to focus on the specific object, then I mark it some prominent.
Yes, I think that's a fair. It's pretty good. Like if you have if it's an image of a band, and you have the front singer standing in the front in the middle, that person is prominent. But if you have and then in the back the drummer is sitting behind both the drums and the singer, it's not really prominent, even if they're technically in the image.
Yeah, but even the front singers aren't prominent, but the band itself might be prominent.
Yeah,
In
If it's the
personal
wide
opinion.
image, yes. Sometimes the front singer actually is prominent for reasons. Yeah. So let's see here what we have. The Villoria. I think this this is a parish, and I don't think any of these is good enough for an entire parish. And I'm actually going to be a little bit. I don't think this should even be tagged parish.
No.
It doesn't depict the parish here. So I'm going to go into the structured data here again. So this was the Villoria. What is the Hurrian? Architectural style. Yeah, that might actually be true.
That's an interesting one.
Yes, I like that. That was a good tag. Had some value. And it's church building, yes. So we're just going to remove the Villoria. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think the top one is the one that was added first. And this is, so we're not going to be able to undo these again. So I'm just going to head in here immediately and remove this one and be happy to see the Herrerian thing there. And I'm going to do the same here.
This seems like quite a common action in this tool.
going
it would be nice
into
to have removing the pick statements. It would
yes,
be a nice addition.
yes. It's not always it's obvious which ones to remove, and sometimes I'm actually gone into a couple of these now. Then I discovered the tool and removed all of them, like because someone has obviously not realized what depicts is for. And
Yeah, I mean, it isn't that easy to get
no,
that ready, especially with the tagging tool.
yes,
It just
exactly.
sets that add a tag and not necessarily depicts.
Yeah,
So a bit of a communication issue as well.
yeah. So these two were fixed here. I'm going to remove these two from here, even though that might not be needed. And then we're going to take a look at this one as well. Like this is a little bit more acceptable for being, like, depending on what a parish is in this country. Like you see, a little bit of the surroundings. Parish might be something that. So here I'm not gonna bother with this one, removing it.
Especially at least in Sweden, it's very common that the church is central to the parish, and that the parish is actually created around it.
Yes,
So it might
exactly.
be a very good representation of a parish.
Yes. Now I don't know that is true for Spain, so I'm not going to be bold enough to add the image here, but I'm not going to remove it from the other one though. And then we go here to Julius Romanus. Is that the same as Jules Romain? Dichter. Let's see. Figure it out. Yes, so that seems correct. So we're going to add that as an image. So that's an edit on Wikidata. Gangneon Middle School in South Korea has the same title. And all right, yes. So that's what we're going to add on Wikidata as well. We have Meryl Tish. This is named Meryl Tish. It's a very good portrait image. Or very good, but at least you see exactly who it is. So I'm going to add that one as well. Church of St. Mary's Holland in the United Kingdom. I'm just going to add that one too. Then we have a human settlement in Italy. I'm not sure why I'm getting the German thing here instead of English as the top one. Serious excuse. This might be a tricky one because if this is a small settlement, this might be the only houses. I don't know. Can't really figure it out from here. Let's see the structured data. It's just that. So I'm actually going to go into the Wikidata item. See if I can understand anything more here. Oh, I have this in Swedish. I didn't remember to change it. So we're going for not Sami. Let's go for English instead. Not going to make it harder for you. Try to make it easier. Human settlement in Italy. Do we have something about population? No, we do not. Will GeoNames know anything about that? Population 171. Yes, so that's a little bit bigger than just those houses, but still small enough to perhaps not be very easy to photograph at all. So I'm going to leave that, but I'm not going to add it. I'm going to do the same as before. Here I'm actually not even going to remove it. I'll let someone else make the judgment call. So it's not a explicit skip button. You just leave it in the queue for anyone else to make the judgment. This war memorial that we're gonna add. This one might be a tricky one. This is an entire family. This person is probably in the image as one of them. So I'm gonna skip that one. go down to the dancer, which is interesting. Let's see if this is the image of a dancer. There it says something. All right, yes. So the dancer, this is someone else. That's quite nice. Let's see, structured data. All right, that's good. So we'll add it here. And the last one, I've seen these. Oh, no, we don't really see because I have the banner. I can't scroll down. Let's hide the banner for a while here. This is a tricky one. Like all the counties have this map and they're all tagged, structured data in that. So someone made a lot of trouble to get it in. So I'm not going to take it out. But on the same hand, for this item, this is not the best map. It should be just for the county. So I'm going to remove it from the list here. And I think that's, oh, cannot do it. Why not? Yes, because I'm clicking in the wrong view here. All right. So what did I do here? So yes, so this was the structured data search that led to this tool, and I can highly recommend it for it because it's quite fun to actually go through and edit, and you see some kind of problems where you can actually refine the quality of the structured data. And now when we actually can search, it feels a lot more useful to actually go the second round because there is quite a lot of Wikidata or structured data statements on Commons already. So trying to fix them. So yeah, I think I'm happy for now. It was just 2 rounds here, 20 items going through them. I think Magnus Manske said there he had already, even with his method, he's been trying to find this now. He has 12,000 in the backlog, so there will be plenty for you to do.
Sounds also like a great opportunity just to go into rabbit holes. It feels like
yes,
when one can end up doing Wikidata modeling of items and working on better structured data and a little bit of everything.
Exactly, and as we did right now, we explicitly did not go into one of those rabbit holes where we actually have to try to figure out the interwiki links, site links as well. But like this can lead to so many new unexpected things to do, which are needed. And it's a very all-round thing to try to learn a lot of things about the various sites that are connecting together now. All right, so I'll hand it over to your screen here.
Yes. And speaking of rabbit holes and fixing quality things, a couple of weeks back I saw that items representing Visby has changed a little bit about what they mean. So part of Visby, the city, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but we have the city itself and we have the city wall that's a part of the heritage site and such. So it seemed like it needed some cleanup. I actually worked on this item a couple of years back.
Yeah, was that back when I was living there and we were having meetups?
No, even further back. Long before I actually lived in Visby. So I did some modeling on the city wall. Let's see if we can find it. City wall of Visby. So what I did back then, I essentially modeled all the towers and parts of the wall.
Nice.
And added them as part of, and also did a bit of modeling on the heritage site. So I wonder if we can actually get started on what I saw already here. It's a little long list. So heritage designation, it says it's a World Heritage Site. The wall itself isn't, because it's all of the old town, which there is a different item for. Which this item, I'm pretty sure previously said that it's a part of. and it doesn't say that anymore. That's very interesting. But before I dig into that, I'm gonna open up a couple of Orchard items that is about Visby. So I'm just gonna do a search here. We got Visby, the urban area, which is essentially the city. And we got Visby medieval town, World Heritage Site. So those are different. The one is about the modern city, so to speak, and all of it. And the old town is essentially a subset of that, which includes the city wall, as shown here by the image. And here it says it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, as well as on the wall. This is actually a World Heritage Site. The wall is just a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And here it says actually has part, but the other one didn't say part of.
Oh.
That's interesting because usually when I see that, it shows some type of error here as well, like down here. Distinct values. For example, here.
Oh, yes.
Here. Oh, it might be even another one. And this.
Yes. So.
Oh, is there?
Now we're down the rabbit hole.
Oh. Oh, right. So there has been a lot of work on the UNESCO World Heritage Site, which means there are a lot of duplicates.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a bit ironic, but that is how it works. So this is the urban area again. Okay. I'm actually going to start by the urban area today isn't the World Heritage Site. It just isn't. That's a very simple thing to say. I live in a very classical suburban area, and it's not a World Heritage Site.
No, it's not the entire Visby.
So heritage designation on Visby is not a World Heritage Site. I'm just gonna remove it as it is. Or actually, I'm gonna see if we can just do undo here. Oh, I can't find it. Okay, I'm just gonna give up. It might be.
It might be too many. Yeah, too many edits.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna do this because it just happens to be a lot easier. Check mark on that, and there was also an identifier. I remember it. World Heritage criteria. It's duplicated off that other one. I'm gonna remove it because it doesn't apply to the modern city.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, someone who did a lot of work here.
Yeah, nice references, but on the wrong item.
Yeah, I think there was pretty good ones on the Watcher one as well. There are a couple of identifiers here I believe doesn't really apply, but I'm gonna leave them because I'm not familiar with them.
Mm-hmm.
But the World Heritage Site ID I'm gonna remove.
Yeah, that's an obvious one.
So I think the modern city looks pretty well. The description looks well. It's not really an instance of this one. I'm gonna remove it because we have something else. And I am last time when we did a bit of cleanup, we used something called different from. So I am gonna state. I'm just gonna double check if this is. We have two ones that represent the Hellenic town of Visby. Which one is? Let's see how many numbers are there in this one. It's 8.
This just 7.
This is 7. So I would claim that this one is the better one. But this actually got a lot more statements.
Yeah, the other one had site links though.
Oh.
This one, Hanseatic town.
Okay, I'm gonna go look at the history of this one. So this was just called Visby, but we can see that someone changed the label to Visby. Oh, I actually created this item.
Oh, in 2015.
Almost exactly half a decade back then.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Taken a couple of days.
Exactly. That's interesting. And I got the site links on my one, my duplicate item. But this is definitely representing the scenic town of Visby. It's clearly that was what I intended. It has changed its label. It might be because someone found this one and trying to change the meaning of it, but we're gonna try to merge them instead.
All right.
I believe.
I think it's a good idea.
Exactly. And actually, because we actually want to merge this one that's newer into this older one that also got site links, I believe. Yes.
I think Larissa said something here. Maybe you should also delete the images of old map on that one. I think that was the first Visby, the urban area.
Yes.
Did it have any old?
Right.
Map.
Yes.
Should they be deleted or stated with point of time? Because I think, like the first one, that was actually the entire urban area at the time.
Yes, that's very true. Let's see if we know which year it was.
The file is 16 ARH, which I think is century.
Yeah, that will make sense. Let's see. Yeah.
In the end of it.
It's in the end of the. Yeah. Let's see if we can use the. Do something like point in time then. Is it something like that? One words?
I think so.
I believe so.
Yep.
That would be nice. But this one, I happens to know that it's just a subset. I have used this one to learn about the railroads.
Yes. There are clearly things outside of the old town there.
Exactly. So that one, I believe we should remove.
And it could go on to the item of the old town, though, for 1928.
Yes. I guess we could use this copy. No, this is all you copy claim.
Is it too late? You already removed it?
Oh, the locator image. Yeah, but we could possibly have added that one here. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But thank you, Larissa, for that. Yep.
But let's try merge item here. So I'm gonna go to special pages. I assume we will have some conflicts. I'm not sure how easy that would be to merge. So I think last time we did a bit of cleanup like this, we actually split items, but we never merged items.
No, we did merge one item like that.
Oh, we did.
Of the glaciers, yes.
So I want to merge to always the lower, or almost always the lower number.
Yep.
Yes.
Good.
Oh. Fail to merge items, conflicting descriptions for language English. Okay, let's hope it's only that conflicting. Again, this is the modern tone. I'm gonna close that down. I'm gonna remove the description and see if that does the trick. I guess not, actually. But general conflicts is general about labels or descriptions.
Yep.
But we might need to be needing to delete all of them.
Nope. That worked.
That worked. Okay, that was the only thing it complained over. That's great. I am gonna go here and reload it and see if something got duplicated or something like that. I can see that we are seeing it's an instance of a World UNESCO Heritage Site, but also human settlement, Old Town, and Hasidic City. I don't think.
I think
If
you can
you,
remove
for example, have
some of it.
human,
Yeah.
exactly. If you call it a settlement, you don't need to. Or, for example, if you already state that it's a town, it would, of course, inherit a lot of things, like it's a settlement or it's as such. So it's essentially a duplicate.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at exactly what this states, if it necessarily states that it's old as well.
It doesn't.
I wouldn't say it does.
No.
Although I would expect it to be old, of course, as
Yeah.
it was
But I
back in
think
the
there are actually
1500s.
some of them are actually using it actively today. I've seen
Yeah,
some German towns.
exactly. So I'm actually gonna leave both of those just to for that purpose. And while this is about the Arsenic Town, it of course have an image of the wall.
Yeah. Is that the best image though? Like if we could wish, which kind of image would we want? Would we want like an aerial image of the old town?
So I would prefer an aerial view of the town, but I think we have a property for that. Orchard and image.
No. Do we?
Okay.
But continue there, and I'll search
Yeah.
meanwhile.
We got duplicate coordinates, of course. But even if Wikidata says there are duplicates, it's essentially two different sources, most likely stating slightly differently. So you're gonna leave those.
One of them is missing source.
Yeah, but it's still someone stating something, even if it doesn't have a source. And I guess this is like, this is imported from Wikipedia. That's not the source either.
No,
it's just,
not a good one.
And it has this part, City Wall of Visby. I'm gonna get back to that.
Larissa is agreeing with me of the aerial image here, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
we still have this error that the World Heritage Site is present on the ID there is present on a different one, but okay, no, it's not. So City Wall of Visby, let's see, part of, I think it's part of, or is it part something else? Okay, so I'm gonna state it's part of the Hasidic town of Visby. Anyway, I'm gonna scroll down to that statement. And it's not has part, it is no part of. It is part of a select on Visby, check. And I also saw a thing. I don't think this item exists anymore, right? No. So we have the urban area. Its state is a Scenic City. It is not. I'm gonna remove it. Oh, edit conflict.
We do
It's already removed.
Or someone else
Maybe.
is watching us and sniping us.
Do we have someone else editing, or did I just an edit conflict with myself? I had an edit conflict with myself.
All right.
That happens. It's the
Yeah, that
most
happened.
common type of edit conflict I ever run into.
Yeah.
Me having more than one tab open. But I actually wanna change a thing here. So there are a couple of Osher things that are very interesting here. For example, located in the administrative tutorial entity, a very common one, and it states that it's no longer a part of Gotland, which is the name of the island, since a couple of 100 years back. But the item happens to be a somewhat annoying one that is both about the Iceland and the historical province. So we don't use the historical provinces anymore in Sweden for anything administrative, but this is about both. So this is both a statement that says that Visby is no longer on the island of Gotland and no longer part of this province. So it's, yeah, for another day, but one could continue.
More rabbit holes.
Exactly. So yeah, I guess we have another large island in Sweden that's happens to be a province. I'm just gonna check if that's second largest island in Sweden. Let's see. It's only the island.
Yeah. When you searched here, you actually had a separate item for the province.
Exactly. So it actually says here in the description for the province use. And this is a great example that I always change. This type of description is used in the Wikipedia app. It's used in a lot of things. And from the beginning in Wikidata, it was quite common to do it this way. Have it in the description, but it's not really something we do anymore. Also because we have this different from property, which I'm gonna add instead. So I try to always edit that out. So I'm gonna add different from, because also the description is displayed to end users and the queue number doesn't really say much.
No. Well, it's only usable for us when we're on Wikidata. But if someone asks the API for this, and oh, that's good.
And here it complains that the item for the province doesn't have a different from.
It didn't complain really. It just suggested.
Oh yeah, true. Let's see. No, it disappeared from here. Okay. Guess I'm gonna need to reload. Different from. I think this isn't a gadget. It's actually just a part of Wikidata nowadays.
Yep.
So no need to show that up. But of course, I'm gonna add a different from here as well. Gonna copy the queue number here. So because someone has done this for this island, I guess someone could go ahead and do it for Gotland as well. But it might be that the Wikipedia article or the most common Wikipedia articles are both about the province and the island. And then we are in a tricky situation again.
We need the third.
The solution might be to create an official Wikipedia article, or it might be something else. So that was a bit of a rabbit hole, but I think overall we ended up improving it slightly. So we merged two items about the World Heritage Site. We removed the statements that the wall is the UNESCO World Heritage Site. We also removed the statement that the city of Visby, the entire modern city, is a World Heritage Site. So overall, I think we made things a little clearer.
Yeah. I found a nice image I put in the private comments here, so which would suit well instead of the wall on the Hanseatic town of Visby.
Oh, great. I'm gonna bring that image up on Commons.
So this is the entire one. It's also a nice one which is tagged a little bit.
Oh, people have been tagging things. And I assume this is not represented in the Picts notes now.
No, not yet.
I'm not gonna edit that because I also think that it has some file information that will make sure it gets added in another way. It doesn't, but I'm sure a bot can take care of that for another day.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah, it's a bot work in progress. It was my hackathon project to do all of the Wikilab monuments, the Picts statements in Swedish Wikilab monuments.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a great image. I'm actually gonna add the image. Let's see. I'm just gonna do like that to begin with, and I'm gonna say that this is the preferred rank. Let's see if I can click that. Isn't that?
No, you need to edit first.
Okay, but I can't do it while
there you go.
Create it. Because the city wall itself isn't error zone, but
no, it's part of it. So yeah, it's just not the best one.
Exactly. Also,
there's always this question: should we have several images?
Yeah.
I'm that's not the. I'm not sure if it's a settled debate on Wikidata yet.
No, and
that's nice.
In my personal opinion, it doesn't really matter. If you use, I believe this is the case, if you says that something has the preferred rank, you won't have the trouble when you do Wikidata queries in SparkQL that you get duplicates and such.
No.
So as long as one goes ahead and use this preferred rank function, I am fine with multiple images.
Mm-hmm.
What we might need to do is to highlight this better, because I don't think many people are aware of the ranks.
Yep. Well, we're doing it right now.
Exactly. And trying to use weird features here that.
Yeah.
As right now, I'm just adding different from here as well, especially as we had problem with multiple items here with Visby.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure we got that type of property to help future editors. And now when I both fixed up the edits a bit and also clearly stated that they are different, so both doing cleanup and then trying to avoid it to happen again, I think I'm pretty done.
All right.
I'm kind of happy with it.
Yes. That's quite big of an improvement for this area. Like I've been thinking about this before, and then didn't really get into what to change.
Exactly, and this was just something I saw a couple of weeks back, and when, as often with quality issues in Wikidata, it's like, no, not right now. It's too much of a rabbit hole. It could end up taking 6 hours or something.
Yes.
But this is a really great moment for that, because we have some type of time constraint.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Nicholas says here, it's unclear, but I think the current compromise is if you put multiple images, then add something to distinguish them with rank or with qualifiers. And yes, I think that's exactly what we use ourselves. And then, of course, I'm just going to show you quickly here again with this. Also, oh no, clicking on the wrong browser tab doesn't help anyone. This one is where I'm going to click. Yes. So also notice that even if you have several good images, because for some of the categories for a lot of things, we have a lot of images. You can say, well, this is the image of the front side, the back side. This is the nighttime view. This is the panoramic view. This is the winter view. which might be very relevant
Yeah.
for most things in Sweden, where you have everything covered in snow half of the year. So, yep, that's that actually makes it possible to add several images. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember the discussion when the night view was introduced. It
Mm-hmm.
was controversial at the moment.
Yep, but there's quite a lot of things in here, and also sometimes you see when I'm using this tool, I've come across autographs, signatures on Wikimedia Commons that are tagged like they're depicting the person, which is not really correct. But on Wikidata, of course, you can use the P0109, the signature.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So I think we're going to call it a day with that. That's a little bit of Commons, still a little bit of Wikidata and structured data for a Sunday
a goodie
evening.
bag.
Yes, a goodie bag. And with that, we're going to try to find the buttons and call it a day. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thank you.